welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me again. Today I just wanted to talk to you guys kind of about myself and give you a little background on who I am. My name is Kimberly Ortiz. For those of you who don't know me, I usually like to go by Kimberly Elise, and the reason for that is because I don't even know who Ortiz is. My mom named me after this random person, and I mean there's a whole other backstory to that, but so I typically like to go by my middle name instead. So I am 30 years old and I live here in Vegas. I moved to Vegas from Washington State, which is where I'm originally from. And I met the love of my life, Travis, and we have two beautiful children, a girl and a boy. My daughter is 8 years old and my son is going to be 1 in 2 weeks, which I can't even believe how time flies. Kind of like hanging out in my swing right now. It's like, wee! I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about myself and who I am. Since I didn't really have the chance to do that in the last video or my first video. My knee is like all in the camera. Okay, so let's get a little real here. So growing up, I was not like, oh my god, I've been killing flies all day. Okay, growing up, I was a very chubby, chunky kid. And I used to get teased all the time for it. And I used to feel, you know, just like so horrible about myself. And, you know, I knew that I was a good person and I knew that I treated everyone with respect, but I didn't get treated with that same respect because of the way that I looked. And that is very hard on a young kid. You know, your self-confidence and all of that is just, it goes out of the window. So I turned to just like beauty and fashion, and I used to make all my own clothes, and I used to just do whatever I could to make myself feel better and feel just more beautiful, you know, because I didn't feel beautiful as a kid. I didn't feel pretty, you know, and it's really hard to talk about, but this is the truth. So and I didn't know how to be healthy. I didn't know what the first thing about being healthy really was. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, but keeping it real, I had a pretty hard childhood, and I didn't want to have to deal with that my whole life. Like, who wants to feel miserable and low and down on themselves their whole life? That's horrible. So it wasn't all about beauty and all that stuff. I mean, I always knew that I wasn't ugly. I just didn't feel good about myself. And as I got older, after having my first daughter, or my first kid, I decided, okay, I need to do something. Like, what do I need to do to get myself healthy? And it wasn't even about looking good anymore. It was just about being healthy and staying alive. And honestly, what helped to motivate me was finding the love of my life and being with someone who actually really truly loved me and cares about me and was like supportive of anything that I wanted to do. I mean, especially just when it came to my personal goals, my career, my health, and everything. He's like, do what makes you happy. I'm here for you. And when I had that kind of support, that was what gave me motivation to, you know, just go for my goals and do the things that I've always wanted to do, but I just didn't really know how to do or how to get started. But once I had someone there to be like, it's okay, you can do it, then I knew, you know what, he's right, I can. And it's a lot of strength and it's a lot of courage and it's a lot of hard work to do those things when you're coming from a point of just being or feeling so low. To build yourself up like that is really tough, you know, especially if for me, where I grew up feeling that way. I grew up in that situation, and I had to get that mindset out of my head because it was just a total like mindset kind of thing, because it's something in my life that I never had that I needed to have in order to feel like I can accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish, because I'm into fashion and beauty, and I've been into those things as long as I could remember. I started wearing makeup when I was like 8 years old, you know, and I mean, just playing around in it and watching my mom put her makeup on and things like that. Hair and makeup and beauty and fashion has always been my thing. And so now that I am in a position where I have the confidence and I have the skills to apply that and put that towards my career, then yeah, of course I'm going to do it, because it's something I've been wanting to do all my life. And going to school for nutrition is just a plus, because I can help people that, you know, are struggling or who have struggled like I have, you know, and that is the biggest thing for me, is being an inspiration to other people who are feeling like I felt, you know. It's so important to have someone who is there for you, or somebody who understands what you're going through, to help just motivate you and push you to your goals. So that's why I do the things that I do. A lot of people who don't know me, or just might see me, you know, or see pictures of me, or whatever, might think I'm this type of way, but like, you know, I'm a stuck up, or I'm this, or I'm that. And I mean, honestly, I don't really care what people think of me now. I used to care so much about what people thought of me, and now it's like, you know what? I'm happy with what I'm doing, because it's my life and I'm doing it. And people are so judgmental, it's hilarious. But the point is, being happy is everything. And when you're happy in your life and you're feeling stable and you're feeling, you know, good, things are going good for you, then right on. Keep going, keep pushing yourself. Don't stop and don't give up doing the things that you love to do. And that's what I have never done. I've never given up on doing the things that I love to do. And I believe that if you don't put yourself first, and you're not healthy, and you're not happy mentally in your life, then how are you going to take care of others? How are you going to take care of your children? How are you going to be happy in your relationship if you're not happy with yourself? So that is the biggest thing for me, and that's what I believe in. So it all just kind of like fell into place for me as I started to learn a lot more about health and nutrition and fitness, and just all of those things. It made me stronger. It made me, you know, have thick skin, and I didn't allow anyone to push me around, because I had way too much pride, and I had way too much respect for myself to let anyone bully me like that. And so I definitely developed a thick skin with the way that I grew up, and it really molded me. And some people might say, you know, don't let that define you, but it does define me. It defines me completely, because without that life and living that life growing up, then I wouldn't be so humbled today, because I am humbled. I'm very humbled by that. I'm not, you know, ashamed of my past. I am appreciative of my past, because it has gotten me so far, as, you know, just appreciation and love and support, and keeping the people that are closest to you, that have been there for you from the beginning, like supporting you and all that stuff. Like, that is so important, and I appreciate that so much more, because when you go through a struggle, regardless of what it is in your life, you know, the people that are there for you during that struggle is the most important thing, because sometimes it's hard to do it on your own. And as far as like my weight loss story, I'll wait to talk about that more in like another video. But as far as that goes, yeah, I mean, it's the hardest thing to have to go through, because you're battling with yourself. That's yourself. That's your self-love, your self-confidence, you know, your self-pride, your dignity, everything. And for me, I knew that I had that fight in me. I've always had that fight in me. And I always knew that one day I'll be able to figure it out, and I'll be able to be where I want to be in life. And I've always had that vision for myself as a little girl, because as a little girl I didn't know how to get to that point. I didn't know how to be healthier. There was nobody really around me to like help me or guide me in that way. And so I didn't learn how to become a better version of myself until I was older, until I was an adult. And then I'm like, oh, so this is all I have to do? And then while I was, you know, researching all the things for health, then I became so fascinated in it that I just wanted to be a nutritionist. And so I'm in school for that. And it's like, so many things molded my life from that, and the way that I raised my daughter, the way that I raised my kids, you know, the things that they eat, and just my knowledge passes down to them. And it's just a cycle. And so I definitely don't feel ashamed of my past. I mean, yeah, it was a struggle. I mean, what's not a struggle? But that was definitely a struggle for me, and it was hard, and it was frustrating, and it was embarrassing, and it was, you know, just everything I can think of. Like, I never ever want to live that life again. You know, it was a hard life for me as a young girl, and a lot of people, you know, might be able to relate to that, and some might not. But for me, I mean, but I got through it, and I stand tall today. And so that is what I am kind of getting at with this video, is kind of who I am. I want to be an inspiration to those who need inspiration. I want to be the voice for the people who feel like they want to give up but they can't do it, because you can. And, you know, it might take time, and it might take strength and hard work, but it's worth it when you're happy. Being happy is worth it. You know, like I said, if you're not happy with yourself, if you're not happy mentally and emotionally, how are you going to be happy in life? How are you going to get through your day? How are you going to be happy around other people? And that's where I was at. I was so miserable within myself, even though I tried to put a front, like I was cool with everything. Like, I always had that, my head held high regardless of what size I was. You know, I always tried to have that confidence, but deep down inside, it, you know, that it kills you. And, you know, so that's my thing. It's like, I've never changed. I've always been the same person. I'm still the same person, but better. And I've grown. And I feel like I can flourish within myself now. I'm not so held back within myself anymore. I can do the things I've actually always wanted to do. And that is definitely to inspire. So thank you again for coming to my channel. I will talk more about this in another video and kind of go through the details of, you know, how I lost all this weight, because I lost, after my second child, 85 pounds, and that was like in the matter of 7 or 8 months. So and that's doing keto, so that's another video that I'm going to be talking about. But thank you so much, you guys, for the love and support that you are giving me. I appreciate it. Keep it coming. Like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I have a new video coming up. And stay tuned for more. So bye.